We're here in Georgia at the Woody Gap trailhead of the Appalachian Trail, getting ready to do our 2.5-day hike. We'll see how far we get. Above the Clouds Hostel is where we stayed last night on our Thursday night before our hike. I will definitely put a link in the description and check it out for yourself. The owner, Lucky, and the cook, and as I call the concierge, Nimrod, are absolutely fantastic here. They fed us dinner and breakfast, plenty of coffee in the morning, stayed at a little private cabin up on the hill up there, and actually overlooking the lake over here. And we'll be transported down to Woody Gap where we'll start a hike today. Nice and cool out this morning, great start. Coming onto the trail here. Looks like a rocky start. Should be fine. Definitely going to be a change from our normal Florida flat hiking. Gotta love it. Views are going to be epic. It's an absolutely beautiful trail so far. We're already working up a sweat. Going uphill since we started. If you've never hiked on the AT before, especially this section, you just got to kind of watch your footing because it is very rocky and some big roots, but absolutely gorgeous back here. One of the reasons why they call it the green tunnel is now that everything's coming into its leaves and the trees and all. Very green, very pretty. Lots of wildlife. Gonna be a great hike, and I think we're just gonna enjoy it, and we'll see when we reach Preaching Rock. Just climbed up off the trail onto this rocky area here before Preaching Rock, or Preacher's Rock. Got a nice view here though. A little covered up by the leaves, but beautiful view of the mountains. A little bit of a technical climb up here to Preacher's Rock. Not horrible, but views are definitely getting better where you can see them. Even though it is cool out, it is a little humid and we're sweating. All right, where are we going here?
Right, it's over here.
A little short stretch left here to Preaching Rock. There we go. Alright, made it to the top of Preacher's Rock, and gorgeous view up here today. Mountains out in the distance. Breeze up here.
You'll be close from here later.
How you feeling, Magpie?
Hot.
It's a little humid, but it is a cool breeze. So yeah, very pretty up here.
Close to heaven as I've gotten in a while.
Yep. And the rain has started right out of Preacher's Rock, and we're climbing up all kinds of slippery wet rocks. So I'm going to turn the camera off for now and see when this lets up. Well, the rain stopped for now. So we kind of unzipped. Not taking our rain gear off just yet. It's supposed to be kind of on and off today. Definitely cooled it down, so we're good. We're only about 2 miles in on our hike so far. So about a mile from Preacher's Rock. But the trail is relatively flat coming out of Preacher's Rock, just slightly little ups and downs. I think the next real big climb is to Blood Mountain, but that's a ways out. So we'll see as we go. But it is nice terrain back here. Rooty and rocky, but we're loving it. And get you a little further up the trail. Yeah, we're about 2.5 miles in. Came to a nice little water source here. Some fresh water running over the rocks and down across the trail here. Water actually crossed the trail, continues down. And we are passing over Lance Creek. This is Lance Creek right here. Right here, right after Lance Creek you cross over, is a little Blue Blaze Trail to Lance Creek campsite.
Oh, they cool.
Yeah, it looks like it has some water that runs through it here too. Probably part of Lance Creek as well. And we've got little camping platform areas. Looks like at least 3 of them here. And yeah, water source. Yeah, nice little spot. Even got a little fire pit area here. Oh, actually some more platforms up further too. So there's at least 4 or 5 of them in here. Very nice. Pretty steep uphill coming out of Lance Creek. Got some log steps up here, help a little bit. But it looks like we're going up for a little bit. Heading back up the side of the mountain. But getting a little humid again since the rain stopped and the sun's come back out partially. But good hike so far. We're going to probably push on to Jared Gap, take lunch there, and then see much further. Want a good night. Yep, as I thought, continue to go up, and a bunch more log steps up over here. How you doing, Magpie? Up. No stoppy to the toppy. As a YouTuber friend Bigfoot would say, no stoppy to the toppy. But hey, we're not him, and we take breaks. So... yeah, I'd have to say so far, even though we're only about 5.5 miles in this hike, this is experience of the Appalachian Trail is different from any other. It's very beautiful. It's definitely a little more rugged than most trails. And man, just loving this out here. Well, we made it to Woody Gap. We made it to Jared Gap, where we're going to stop and eat lunch. We've gone about almost 6.5 miles, so we're going to stop for lunch. They've got a bunch of
5.5 miles, honey.
trucks out here, And I guess they've got the rock crew, volunteer trail workers out here from the Georgia AT Club, which is super cool. And they're out here moving rocks around today on the trail and doing some work. So kudos to them.
Kudos.
And so we're going to go down over here and sit on a log and eat some lunch and figure out how much further we want to go today. All right, just leaving Jared Gap, had some lunch, refilled our water, got a little rest for about 30 minutes, and we are back on the trail. And it's looking like it's onwards and upwards again. And this is once again why they call the AT the Green Tunnel, because a lot of the trail looks just like this. Just happened to pick a smoothed out level area. We've been doing some pretty good ups and downs, some rocky areas, so figured I'd take a chance while I could hold my trekking poles in the other hand and show you what this looked like for a little bit. Yeah, just super pretty back here. I don't think we're too far right now from Slaughter Creek campsite. Hopefully we can find a spot there for the night. Got a little bit of a late start today, so don't think we're not getting quite as far as we wanted to. We're thinking about getting over Blood Mountain and into Neal's Gap. I don't think we're going to have the time. I don't want to be setting up camp at dark. Yeah, here we are. We reached Woodhull Shelter. Here's the bear box to put your food in, and the shelter's right up here. It's about a half a mile, maybe a little less than half a mile in. Not too bad. Got some areas to set up a tent here. We'll find a good spot. We've got actually got a fire pit up in here. The shelter itself appears to be, might be two-sided. We've got a picnic table in here with a sleeping area, and yeah, it looks like about what it is. And there we are, Woods Hole. It's the Woods Hole shelter on the Appalachian Trail. So yeah, it's nice. Home for the night. So we unfortunately, it's about 4 o'clock. Yeah, it's getting dark. It's fixing to rain again. There's supposed to be some more rainstorms tonight. We got a late start. We didn't start till almost 10 o'clock in the morning, but well, we did just short of 9 miles. So not too bad. Tomorrow morning we'll take off from here and check out the summit of Blood Mountain, get up top of Blood Mountain. We'll go down to Neal's Gap, check out Mountain Crossing Store, and decide how much further we want to go from there for tomorrow. Probably, I don't know, we'll probably make it to Hogpen Gap tomorrow and spend the night and maybe get picked up Sunday morning, because other than that, if we go past Hogpen Gap, it's going to be another 14 miles. So I don't think we're going to want to do another 14 miles at that point. So yeah, nice site though. Like I said, nice little fire pit here. Place to sit, place to eat, hang out, place to pitch some tents. So we're going to get our tent out and get set up before the rain comes. Current situation at the shelter, just finished dinner and the rain's coming down pretty good. So got a couple people here we met, and so we're just waiting it out a little bit to get back to our tent and go to sleep early tonight. All right, morning at Woods Hole Shelter. Some reason it rained all last night. Well, not some reason that it rained all last night, but some reason, even though our tent stayed completely dry inside, Elise's quilt got a little damp on the outside of it, and my sleeping bag for some reason was soaking wet. Just the outside part was soaking wet, and quite a bit of it, and we cannot figure out why, because there was no water, not a drop of water inside the tent. The tent was bone dry.
I think he peed his bag.
It did not pee in my bag, or it would be on the inside. So anyway, we were trying to sort everything out. That's it. A bear snuck in the middle of the night and peed in my bag.
I think so.
That's what it was. So we're trying to air it out as best we can. It's only going to be about 60 degrees today. It's rather misty and foggy out this morning, so our stuff isn't drying real well. Although Blood Mountain is looming in the background, which you can't really see. I can kind of see it's mocking us because of how tall it is. But it's only a mile and a half to the top of Blood Mountain from where we are.
No, to the base.
No, to the shelter. It's a mile and a half. So that would be to the top. Yeah, it'll only take us 3 hours to do that mile and a half.
There it is.
So anyway, yeah, everybody else cleared out a little while ago.
They were dry.
Excuse me, because they were dry. Yeah. So, but we had our breakfast, our coffee, our oatmeal, sorting through stuff and packing up, and we'll be on our way here shortly, I hope. Okay. Finally got out of camp this morning. What a disaster. Let me know if anybody else that through hikes or hikes a lot. I mean, we woke up at 7 o'clock. By the time we got up, ate breakfast, had coffee, got all of our wet stuff cleaned up and packed up correctly. It was 3.5 hours. I think that's just insane. It's just an insane amount of time to take to get out of camp, but everything was soaking wet. It rained all night, so we're on our way back out on the half-mile trail back to the actual AT. We've got to stop and get water on the way out. There's a water source, and a little chilly this morning. Feels good. Had some issues with my upper IT band by the time we got into camp last night. That's why we didn't push past 9 miles and stopped here too. And it's feeling better this morning, so hopefully it will cooperate with me a day. May have to pace myself a little bit, so we'll see, and check back with you guys on the trail in a little bit. All right, we're partially up the mile to the top of Blood Mountain. Show you a little bit of this. What you didn't know is a little ways up, there's actually a pretty nice camping spot that's not marked on gut hooks. Had we known about that and the weather not being the way it was yesterday, I think we probably would have stayed there. But it'd been a nice place to stay on the way up to Blood Mountain here. But things worked out the way they should. It was good that they had the shelter. We could spread our stuff out, dried out this morning. And worked out a lot better than just being in a campsite with nothing to lay our stuff on except the ground. So, but yeah, this is it's a pretty good incline so far. Working our way up to the top. I'm getting closer. Oh, fun. More rocks.
I'm staying here.
Staying there? Yep. Whew. Pretty. It's pretty up here. Wish it wasn't quite so cloudy. You can see the mountains off to the left. I can see them, but I really don't think it show up in camera right now. Yeah, no joke. They said it was rocky on the way up. It is. Oh, there's the turnoff for the Duncan Ridge Trail. Not sure exactly where that goes. I would assume to Duncan Ridge. So far, this hasn't been extreme going up to Blood Mountain, but I don't think we've hit the last short set of switchbacks yet either. It's definitely a steep climb. Glad we waited to tackle this first thing in the morning. Loving this. Absolutely loving this experience. Highest peak in Georgia, and we're about to be there at 4,500 feet. Trail's not been that bad so far. Been challenging, but been doing fine. Nothing over the top. Beautiful. Taking a short break before we reach the summit of Blood Mountain. Didn't really talk about our pack weights. I am carrying a bear canister, which sucks. 3 extra pounds. But with food and water, I weighed at about 24 pounds to start.
I weigh about 125. Give or take.
Her pack weight started at about 21 and a quarter. She's probably down closer to 17, 18 pounds now. She's dropped the first day's worth of food that she was carrying.
And help get some fat off my ass.
I'm carrying the rest of the weight. So, yeah, we're just working our way to lighter and lighter packs as we go. Buying different gears we can afford to as we learn more. And but this is beautiful. It's an accomplishment for us. And you got to come out and do this. Careful, that's solid rock. Nah, it gripped pretty good.
Wow, it does grip really well.
Pretty. We got a lot of rhododendrons that are blooming up here right now. There's one. And we'll see you on the summit. Figured I'd shoot this last little stretch here, show you how rocky it is. This is fun. You having fun?
I'm having a freaking blast.
This is great. I'm glad it's so cool this morning. A little solid rock scramble here. Beautiful. All the I'm not sure if that's rhododendron or mountain laurel. I believe it's rhododendron. It's beautiful up here. And we made it. And being Memorial Day weekend, there's a lot of people up here. But that is the famous Blood Mountain Shelter. We'll not super bore you with that because everybody that's ever climbed up here on YouTube has shot that. Here we are, finally at the top of Blood Mountain at the first lookout. It's turned out to be a beautiful, clear day. You can see for hundreds of miles. Just coming out past Blood Mountain Shelter and this other overlook area. Take a look over this direction.
Oh my goodness. That's the trail, by the way.
Oh yeah. Real pretty view from here.